I'd love to say I'm having a different breakfast today.
Yes. Yeah, feeling very positive and very... How beautiful.
What to do when you want to understand your body. This whole paw to give you the fiber. Rice, I actually...
Bend your knees, release back into child's pose. Feel your lungs, you'll dive to the head, up to the sky into your high lunge. Upward facing dog on your inhale. Downward facing dog, breathe it out.
I don't know what I clicked, but that was intense. And maybe when I would be doing it in the evening time, that would be so fine. But the fact that I was just literally waking up, what I needed was definitely a more energizing, but like a gentle flow. So this is something that I need to note and probably like look into which class I'm picking before doing it, especially that I haven't done yoga in 2 weeks. So it's like, I think I was a little bit shocked because any morning yoga I ever did that was from YouTube would have been like a 10-minute flow. I'm normally more of like an evening gal, whether I go for like 1 hour class or I do half an hour, 45 minutes from YouTube, although that has rarely been happening. I haven't actually brought myself to be doing much of like YouTube instructed yoga practices, although I know how much benefit it brings me and how good it makes me feel. I feel like I need to sign myself up for a class, literally leave the house to actually get it done. It takes so much of my willpower to actually bring myself to do a yoga class at home. It definitely reminds me of COVID days, trying to bring myself to do a home workout. But anyway, today is rest day from like my resistance training. I normally go for a run on Wednesday mornings, but it's still dark. It's still pretty much dark until about 8 a.m, 7:45, and I have run in the dark, but it was with my boyfriend, and I don't know, I'm just a little bit hesitant about going out for a run when it's pitch dark by myself. So a run may still be happening today, but I decided to just start my day off with yoga, do like a longer flow, so 30 minutes, and I thought it's gonna be gentle. It wasn't. It definitely did what it said on the tin, that it was energizing, that's for sure. But look, I am definitely energized for the day, and it definitely woke me up, so I guess not a bad thing.
Hej, miam miam, siad, ładnie, czekaj, łapka, daj łapkę, pięknie, okay, czekaj.
I'd love to say I'm having a different breakfast today, but that's simply just not the case. I've been having the same thing for the last 3, maybe 4 years. And it's not even automatic, you know, like, oh, you just have this breakfast and you don't even think about it. No, I think about this every single morning. I genuinely wake up excited for it. And that just says a lot. Like, I truly believe that your diet should excite you. If you're dreading eating what you're eating, like, it's just not sustainable. So yes, it should fulfill the need of fueling your body with the right nutrients so that you can thrive, you can support your hormones in the right way, but equally you should be able to enjoy it and look forward to it, which I do. Look at the size of these eggs. They're huge. Whoa, should have done that before I cracked it. The last time I was at home, my dad made a comment when I was making my scrambled eggs, because I was putting butter onto the pan, and I love scrambled eggs with real butter. Now, but he made a comment and he was like, oh, look at you using butter. And what he meant by that is when I was in my like restrictive fitness era, I used to fear fats, and I would never use butters or oils, and everything was like fried with, you know, that 1-calorie spray. It highlighted to me how far I've came with my relationship with food and really just shutting down the noise of diet culture. And now I really focus on how I can support my body and fuel it in the right way, rather than just focusing so much on the calories that I am consuming and trying to keep them as minimal as possible. So yeah, scrambled eggs with real butter today for breakfast. And there we have it. I am so excited to dig into this. As I said, it's the same thing that I have pretty much every single morning. Something that I've really noticed since switching to a savory breakfast, because I used to love oats. Literally, I was an oat slut. Loved combining different toppings, and especially coming into the winter times, and I felt like that was such a hug in a bowl. But I have noticed since switching to a savory breakfast that my blood sugar is a lot more stable, and this is keeping me full for hours and giving me more energy and more stable energy. Whereas with the oats, I found like while I was eating it, I got really full really quick, but then an hour later, I was hungry again. And also I found myself, because I was starting the day with something sweet, this is what I was craving then for the rest of the day. He is so sleepy because my parents were up in the middle of the night as they were heading to the airport as they're away. And this is the reason why I'm home. I actually moved out to Limerick, so I'm only visiting home for the week, dog sitting essentially. There's a big update coming on that. But yeah, he's so sleepy because they woke him up in the middle of the night, so he didn't get his 8 hours. And look, it's not only humans, or it's not only me that needs their 8 hours of sleep to be up and energized and positive and full of energy. But anyway, we're gonna go get some fresh air, right? So you're not sitting at home all day. Yeah? You ready to go for a little walk? I'm forever going to be a summer baby. Like, there's just no questions about it. But I must say that I have been absolutely loving this autumnal walks. Like, look how beautiful and blissful this is. The weather just has been really nice. It's not too cold. It's actually just such fresh air. It has been like really refreshing to go for walks, and I'm just trying to be really appreciative of the little things. I just found myself being just stuck in this funk the last couple of weeks, and really struggling to pinpoint as to why, which I sort of know now. Again, something that I need to expand on a little further. But I decided that I just want to start romanticizing my life again. And it's something that I used to do all the time. I used to find so much joy in the most like mundane, simple things, such as making my breakfast every morning, sipping on my morning coffee, journaling, just reading, these walks, like really just taking things in. And I feel like I sort of stopped doing that. And yeah, I just think when I'm feeling low, then I stop doing all the things that make me feel good, and that perpetuates this cycle of then like just feeling lower and lower and lower. So I decided that I'm gonna start romanticizing everything again, from making my breakfast to making my coffee to going for these daily walks to just being present. And it just makes so much difference. Like, it really does, because you realize like, and I'm already a grateful and very much appreciative person, but you do realize that joy doesn't have to be extracted from these crazy, insane experiences. While they're cool, it can be found in the everyday mundane. So yeah, feeling very positive and very happy today, going on my walk and just noticing all these colorful autumnal leaves falling down. At the moment, I'm creating an educational post on what to do when you want to understand your body better. And I just recalled a conversation I had yesterday on my nervous system mastery course that I'm currently doing. I got to connect with a founder of a wellness retreat center in Costa Rica, who specializes in bringing women together that struggle with things like burnout, fatigue, and different hormonal imbalances. And we got chatting because obviously that's an area that I'm working in, and it was really interesting to hear the demographic that wellness retreat bring. And essentially he was saying it's usually women in their 30s who have gone majority of their life working off a fight or flight mode and being go, super productive and not allowing themselves to slow down. And now they're experiencing a lot of health problems. And what I shared is that I'm trying to encourage more women in the younger generation, like, you know, in their 20s, to start looking out for their hormones, because I feel like a lot of young people think like, oh, this is not something that I should worry about, or they have the capacity to be able to power through and ignore all the signals and symptoms that their body is giving them. But it's not until they get further down the line, you know, in their 30s or early 40s, that really starts to impact their health. And I just think that less women would be experiencing such health problems if there was better education on how to support your body earlier on in life. And this isn't to say that if you're in your 30s, 40s, 50s or whatnot, that it's too late to actually heal your body and support your body in the best way possible so that you can thrive. Like, that's absolutely not the case, because you can do so much regardless of what stage of life you're at. But I'm trying to encourage more people in their 20s to start taking their hormone and women's health more seriously. And this is why my mission is to share as much of practical science-backed knowledge and education so that we do have more information. Because when I was in school, like, I received very little of how to actually support my body. So then when I left school, I followed the generic health nutrition diet advice that's out there on social media, which is simply just not suited for the female body. So yeah, like, it was such an interesting conversation I had, and, you know, like, it's just highlighted to me even more the importance of why I'm doing what I'm doing.
I am taking a little break for a mid-morning snack.
And this is literally what I have pretty much every day as well for my mid-morning snack, and that is cottage cheese. I feel like you're either somebody that likes cottage cheese or absolutely hates cottage cheese, but I'm that weird person that literally eats the cottage cheese by itself. I was eating cottage cheese before it was cool to eat cottage cheese. I feel like everyone is on this hype of using cottage cheese for making smoothies, for making ninja ice creams, for adding it on toast. And like I said, some people absolutely hate it, but it's become a bit viral. I've been eating this shit since I was like 7 years old and still love it. Like I said, I don't even need anything with it, but it does really depend on which one you get. The one from Lidl is the only one that I like, full fat by the way, just more flavor to it, because I've gotten the ones in Tesco, I got in the ones in Aldi, and they just don't hit the same. Like, they just give me a bit of an ick, the texture of them. But the Lidl version is so good, and this whole pot has 34 grams of protein and just under 300 calories. Sometimes if I'm feeling really hungry, I will literally just eat this whole pot. Usually half, but 34 grams, like, I mean, for anyone struggling to hit their protein intake, great source of protein. Another thing that's gonna send picky eaters over the edge is the fact that I eat kiwis with the skin on it. I know, initially I thought that was really weird as well, because I'm like, it's hairy, you know? But I'm not weirded out by food textures. But for some reason, like, I don't know. The idea of it initially, I was like, okay, that's kind of weird, you know? Like, I wouldn't eat a banana with the skin on it. But anyway, this skin has so many nutrients, and eating a kiwi with the skin on it not only contains a huge amount of fiber, but it is also your daily dose of vitamin C. But what kiwis are great for is digestion. So if you're somebody that struggles with bowel movements and regularity, then start adding 1 to 2 kiwis into your day and notice the huge difference that it's going to make. I'm about to make some lunch, and I said I'm gonna give you a bit of life update because I feel like it's been a while since I've done one of these day in the life chatting videos, and I guess the last one was probably my Vietnam vlog, and the one before that was Bali. And a lot has changed since I was living in Bali. See, even that living in Bali, as you can see, I'm no longer there. I left Bali at the end of last year, so at the end of 2024, with the intentions of only coming home for Christmas, about 3 weeks to spend some time with my family. I had everything left behind. All my stuff were in Bali. I still had my villa. I literally just rented it out for the time that I was anticipating I'd be gone for. Yeah, and had full on plans to come back. But then what ended up happening is I essentially met my now boyfriend and I started a new chapter. One thing led into another and we started to see each other, and I still had plans to go back to Bali. It got to the point that I had to make a decision whether I'm going back to Bali and trying to evolve this new relationship from long distance, which just, I don't know, wasn't appealing to me. Like, fair enough when you do long distance after being with somebody for a couple of years, but this was so new and I just knew it wasn't feasible. And I had such a great feeling about this that I was like, what have I to lose? What have I to lose? Not going back to Bali, because like that's always going to be there. Like, I've lived there for 2 years. I've experienced it. I was in the new season of my life and I really just wanted to pour all my energy into love, essentially. So I made the decision that I'm gonna move back to Ireland. I went back to Bali for my final time because, as I said, my whole life was left there on a brim. So I went back for 5 weeks to spend as much time with my friends as I could to wrap up that chapter. And also my boyfriend actually came over to spend 2 weeks with me, which was beautiful because he's never been, so I got to show him part of my world, essentially my experience over the last 2 years, because honestly, like, it has evolved me into the person that I am now. So yeah, wrapped up the chapter there and I moved back home. I actually moved in with my parents for a little while, which felt sort of strange because I haven't properly lived at home since I was 17 and I moved out to go to college. So it was strange being back here and there's not a lot going on, and I was very much used to being super social, and that being stripped away was impacting me. Me and my boyfriend were doing like medium distance, so we were both in Ireland but lived 3 hours apart from each other, so we were only getting to spend time at the weekends. And we recently decided that we would like to move in together, so I moved away to Limerick and it's been beautiful. It has been, like, in terms of how well we're getting on and the home that we're creating together and how the relationship is expanding and flourishing, and it's honestly been the best that it has been, and it just gets better every single day. And people say like, oh, you know, wait until you get out of the honeymoon phase, and I feel like we're like already way out of that phase and it just gets better and better, which I love, and I love that I took the chance on it and decided to stay here. But nevertheless, like, the transition has came with its own challenges, and I've been navigating what I can now describe as transitional loneliness, which, look, feeling lonely has always had negative connotations for me, and I thought like, well, if I have people around me, how can I be lonely? But transitional loneliness doesn't necessarily have to be down from something negative happening. It's more so that you're experiencing a big change in your life, and that's what essentially happened. Like, I've created a very different life in Bali to the life that I have here. Nothing is worse or better, but nevertheless different. I left a lot of my friends behind that were sisters. I had a community there, a totally different like day-to-day schedule,
and then having to come back not only to like my parents' house initially, which just felt really weird because like none of my friends were here, none of the things that like filled my cup were in my surroundings. And even then, moving out to Limerick, I've moved to a completely new city where I didn't know anyone. So now it was just myself and my boyfriend. So I was trying to navigate all of that. And because I work for myself, by myself, there's a lot of the time that I spend by myself. So it started to feel really isolating. It started to feel lonely, and I was navigating, and I am still navigating that transitional loneliness. And some days are better, other days like it can really make me feel down. So what I was saying when I was out for my walk is like the last couple of weeks I felt like I was in a bit of a funk, and then I stopped doing all the things that like really light me up. So trying to find like joy in the everyday, but also like giving myself some self-compassion. Like at the end of the day, like I've only been in Limerick a couple of weeks. With any new place, it just takes time to get used to, and I constantly have to remind myself of that it's only been such a short time. I need to put myself in places where I can create more of community, where I can build more connections, figure out a schedule that works for me, because I'm still doing that. So yeah, I feel the last couple of weeks, couple of months have been duality in its true essence. The definition of how you can experience so much joy, love, gratitude, but at the same time can feel low, can feel lonely, can feel anxious. But yeah, that's what I've been navigating. I want to show you what I'm having for lunch. First of all, I made myself a little salad here. Pepper, cherry tomatoes, cucumber, and some seasoning, so it's not bland and boring. And that is going to give me my nutrients. It's also going to give me the fiber, so I'm kept full and satiated, but it also feeds my good bacteria, so my digestive system is working as it should. And then I have 2 slices of rye sourdough with avocado and tuna, and this is so simple. Like it probably took me more than 5 minutes because I was chatting, but usually it would take me 5 minutes to chop these up, throw the sourdough in the toaster, spread the avocado and tuna, and it provides me with everything that I need for stable energy and stay focused and alert for the afternoon, which is definitely my goal when it comes to lunch, because we naturally experience this dip in energy between 1 and 3 because our circadian rhythm is changing. So making sure that my lunch is super balanced and not too heavy in carbs is going to ensure that that is supported. I'm actually looking out for some cacao powder right now because I'm going to make brownies. I'm going in to get my nails done, my toes actually. They haven't been done in a while now, so they need doing, and it's a nice little midweek hamper session. But I just picked up a protein bar because I'm not going to be home for another while, and then I'm straight into a lecture, so it'll be a while before I get to make dinner. I have some prawns that I'm going to make. I normally don't eat dinner this late. It's 5 to 8. I'm a 6 p.m. girly, but I had nervous system training for almost 2 hours, which was so interesting. It was all about the connection with our nervous system to our ability to speak clearly and articulate what we want to talk about, and really helpful in regards of public speaking, but anything, like, you know, because we communicate in so many situations. So yeah, it was really interesting, but now I'm really hungry, so I'm gonna try and make something quick that it's not gonna be sitting on my stomach. It's gonna give me all the nutrients that I need, and it's gonna taste delicious. So prawns are such a quick and easy option. Like I just had them in the freezer and I took them out like earlier on in the day, so I'm gonna throw them on the pan, which takes 5 minutes. I'm gonna throw like a nourish sort of bowl together. I'll show you how it comes out. And this meal honestly took me 5 minutes. The prawns were frying, I microwaved the rice, I actually had some cooked broccoli in there, added avocado, ginger, and drizzled teriyaki sauce. It has everything that I really need. It has carbohydrates, it has healthy fats, it has protein, it has macronutrients, it also has some probiotics from the ginger to support my good health. So I'm gonna dig into that and shower, call my boyfriend, and just get ready for bed, because yeah, I'm a granny and I'm in bed by 9 p.m. and I want to go back to reading my book.